Day. And I thought I'd start the service off with the song that my mom loved, and she loved old country and bluegrass. So this one's from Mama. I have good news to bring, and that is why I sing. All my joys with you I'll share. I'm gonna take a trip in that old gospel ship and go sailing through the air. I'm gonna take a trip in that old gospel ship. I'm going far beyond the sky. I'm gonna shout and sing until the bells come ring when I bid this world goodbye. Well, I can hardly wait. I know I won't be late. I'll spend my time in prayer. And when the ship comes in, I'll leave this world of sin and go sailing through the air. Sing it with me. I'm gonna take a trip in that old gospel ship. I'm going far beyond the sky. I'm gonna shout and sing until the bells come ring when I bid this world goodbye. Well, if you are ashamed of me, you ought not to be, and you better have a care. For if too much fault you find, you will surely be left behind when I'm sailing through the air. What lyrics, right? I'm gonna take a trip in that old gospel ship. I'm going far beyond the sky. I'm gonna shout and sing until the bells come ring when I bid this world goodbye. Thank you.
Thank you. I remember my mom. My mom was really into the Gaithers and the Gaither Gospel Hour. They said that was there. It was her thing. So I remember that. So that brought back some memories. I love that. Hello and welcome to Unity of Tacoma. Good morning and happy Mother's Day. We're so glad that you're here and glad you decided to join us. My name is Reverend Lori Irwin Johnson and I use the pronouns she and her. And if this is your first time visiting, we're so glad that you decided to join us today on this wonderful, beautiful day in the Pacific Northwest. And if you've been here before and decided to come back, we're so glad that you did. We like to see you each and every Sunday here at Unity of Tacoma. I'd like to introduce our musical guest. You just heard Stephan Plummer, and I have I always love it when Stephan's here because I can always know that we're going to have an uplifting and an insightful and enlightening moment, and I'm really excited that she's here, so thank you for being here.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Yes, and today we are continuing on with our series for Mental Health Month, Awareness Month, and it's also National Prevention Week, which was this following week behind us. And so we're going to be talking with a number of different people who have had experiences. Everybody's had experiences, but some of us have come out the other side with really good insight and sacred understanding. So today we're going to be talking to Victoria. And say, hey. Hey, good morning. You need your microphone if you're going to talk into it.
Thank
you.
you.
That's okay. And we're going to be talking to her, and so I'm looking forward to what you have to tell us today, and you're telling us your story. So thank you.
Thank you. So know that I'm in training on this microphone thing, so I'm going to do the best I can. And so people in the audience are going to signal me if I'm not holding it in the right place. So here we go.
I am sure they'll help you out.
I'm sure they will too. Not a doubt in my mind.
With all the artists and actors, and yeah, they're going to tell you what needs to be done.
So this morning, Lori wanted me to share my story. And when she asked me about it last week, she said, well, I'd kind of like you to speak on Mother's Day. So my assumption was Mother's Day would be the topic. And I said, I'm sorry, I won't be able to because I have other plans. Then she went on to say, she said, around here you're kind of the mother of unity. And that's kind of another way of saying I'm kind of the old one here. But that's okay. That okay.
is not what I meant.
And I thought about it, and I thought, well, I am older, and I have been in Unity for a long time. I started in Unity in the Brunswick Tavern in Othello, Washington in 1974. And I'd gone in there for a hamburger, and all of a sudden all these guys came in from working on the Milwaukee Railroad, and they were all holding stacks of books. And they ordered pictures, and they sat down in this booth, and they caught me staring at them, and they invited me to join them, so I did. And they were all books from Unity Village, and they were all studying Unity. And they were totally into it. It didn't matter what was going on in the bar, and it was packed. They were totally into this conversation. So that was my introduction to Unity. And the Brunswick Tavern in Othello, by the way, is where Bing Crosby used to hang out. A lot of people don't realize he was raised in Tacoma and Spokane. And Othello was where he went for duck hunting, and he hung out at the Brunswick Tavern. So there's just another little trivia for the day. So that launched my Unity experience. But, and I need to warn you about this. My voice clenches in the most inopportune emotional moments. So just ignore that, because, the first board meeting I ever held in the business world, I took a box of Kleenex and I said, I may start crying or stiffening up or whatever. Just ignore it. I'll blow my nose and we'll go on. So be prepared. When subjects are near to my heart, that's what happens. So my mom, her name was Betty. Not Elizabeth, but Betty. Betty was a survivor. Betty was an only child, and she pretty much, in lots of ways, raised herself. And her mom was a working mom at many different professions, and her father worked full-time on Wall Street. So my mom was in large part raised by nannies and housekeepers. And so she learned at an early age an inner strength that kept her company. My sister, Debbie, who also is part of our Unity congregation here in Tacoma, even though she lives in Illinois, also had a companion friend when she was growing up. And she identifies that friend as God. And to this day, God lives with her. For me, I call it the universe. And I learned that through Unity. Now, Lori started me out with 4 questions. One was, what was I going to talk about today? So
Yes.
This is what I'm talking about. The other one was, what was it that changed you? What made a difference? What was your spirituality? Well, spirituality didn't enter my vocabulary until I was involved in Unity. Prior to that, I was raised in the Methodist church, and then a little girl was playing with matches in the attic and burned it down. So we moved over to the Congregational church, and that's where I was raised. And when I thought of church, I didn't think of spirituality at all. Never entered my mind. It was religion. And as a child, I always thought it was really weird that religions would fight among each other. I mean, even within a Protestant denomination, there would have to be spin-offs of other denominations, and they'd all disagree. And world religions disagree. And we have had wars forever about these disagreements, when in fact, in all of those religions, in all of those segmentations, there is a higher power. And whether that be God or the universe or Allah or whatever, that's the commonality. When I entered the Unity world, I was flabbergasted. I felt so welcome. I felt so accepted. Because as a kid, I always had a pretty independent mind. And I didn't buy all the stuff that was shoved down my throat. And that's what it felt like to me, shoving down my throat. I wanted to gag on it. And when I entered Unity, I was okay just the way I was. And Unity, in a way, has been one of my mothers, because Unity helped raise me to be who I am today. So how did that happen? How did that turn happen? Well, it happened because I gained a different perspective through people's actions, not just their words, but their actions. I took lots of courses. I read lots of books. I went to church. I started in the Spokane church. See, I caught that.
Yeah.
I'm learning. And I mostly took classes. I did go to some services. But when I moved over here from Spokane, I visited around, and I didn't really feel at home. And so what I ended up doing is my best friend Dorothy, who now lives in Maple Valley, I kind of followed her. And she ended up being involved with the Seattle Unity Church. So I would go there for a while. And then she and her husband moved to the Camp Unity Church and were attending there. So I went there for a while. And then they attended the Bellevue Church, and I attended there for a while. And then when I visited my sister in Illinois, I said, well, I think I'll attend the Unity Church here. And I did. And then in Florida. And then in a round-the-country trip, I went to Unity churches all over the country. And there's a commonality in all of them. They are all welcoming, they are all accepting, and they all are teaching positivity, one of our new words in post-pandemic. And I'm having lots of fun, by the way, with these new words from the pandemic. You know, like pivoting and positivity. There are more. At any rate, it turned out, interestingly enough, that after I started getting involved with Unity, I was visiting my mom. We used to do these marathon conversations when I would visit. We'd stay up until 3 o'clock in the morning talking. I told her about this Unity thing, and she got really quiet. And it turns out that she got turned on to Unity too when she was in her 20s. And she had never mentioned it. And that was the opening for her to mention that. And so that was something that we kind of shared secretly, because she had stayed in the Congregational Church, and then when they moved to Florida, she went to Presbyterian Church. And she and my father were both very involved in service in the church, and very much believed everything that was being taught there. And I'm not saying it's bad at all, because it's not. It was a great community and lots of growth, and they helped a lot of people. But it's not quite the same as Unity. And so I need another question.
So your experience with Unity, how did that change your relationship with your mother in the long run?
Well, that's a really good question. It reminded me where I was going also. One of the things my mother never really knew, she knew that I was sometimes quite difficult. She used to say, one day you're going to have a child just like you, and you'll know what it's like. Thank you, Robbie. I do. And, but what she knew I was difficult. She didn't know about the difficulty that went on inside of me. And this is Mental Health Awareness Month, and that's part of what we're celebrating. So I had some real issues when I was a kid. And I could not buy into this heaven business. I kind of thought heaven and hell were what we made here on earth. So the idea of when you die, you're going to go off to heaven, I couldn't grab onto that. I thought we need to live today. But then I also thought we could die today. So my first attempt at that was in 4th grade. And I decided I would hang from the rod in the closet. And it turned out I didn't have my knot tying capabilities honed well enough, and the knot came down, undone, and I fell to the floor. And I sat there, and I was so disgusted that I had failed, because that was one of the things in my life, is I always felt like I was never good enough. I think a lot of people feel that way, and I think that's a lesson that we learn from different dogmas and different cultures. But I sat there and I thought, because I always felt like there was something going on in my head that was peaceful. And I sat there and got through my anger and decided, well, I guess it's not my time. I guess I should just keep on going because I haven't learned enough yet. And believe it or not, that's really how I thought, and that's how I felt. And so I went along through life, and I was looking for the good, and that's one of the things that Unity teaches. That's one of the things that my mother taught too, was to always look for the good. Only she also taught, avoid the bad. That part didn't ring true for me, because just like, what's that author's name? Khalil Gibran.
Mm-hmm.
Khalil Gibran said you need to have your... It went off. Oh, there it is. You need to have your sorrows in order to know what joy is. You have to have your rains in order to appreciate sunshine. So I went on through life and have to this day, and I've had several encounters with death. I remember one time I was careening down the highway in a truck and someone else was driving, and there was alcohol involved. And he thought it would be a really good thing to play chicken with the semis coming from the other direction. And I just knew we were going to die, because he was in the other lane, headed straight for a semi. And I just sat there and I decided, you know, if this is meant to be, then it will happen, and it certainly will be quick. But I am going to just enfold myself in the safety of the universe's arms. And I was so glad when at the last minute he swerved and we missed that semi. It's that kind of inner peace, and that's what it feels like to me. That's what spirituality is for me. Spirituality is an inner peace within myself, and a not so silent mentor to me for daily living. It also has a lot to do with empathy and feelings of others. It has to do with identifying with others and how they're feeling. Sometimes much more than mine, because in comparison, my story is nothing compared to others. Now, I need to tell you that there are all kinds of mothers, and Unity Online had a great article that they published a couple days ago about mothers and motherly love. And that motherly love comes from all over the place. It's our birth mothers. It's when you're a foster mother. It's when you're adoptive mother. It's when you mother your best friend in a time of need. And you don't have to be a woman to be a mother either. You're a person to a person. And that's what this world needs. This world needs motherly love from all of us, shared with everybody else. That unconditional. And yet sometimes boundaries are real important. You have to play the boundaries as well. And so I'm ready for another question.
So how does that now, where are you today based on your experiences that you've had with those times and with what you've learned at Unity? How does that bring you to where you are today?
To a really fun time. This is my bright color time. This is when I can appreciate things even more. And I appreciate them through all of my senses. My smell, thanks to COVID, I'm getting it back. But smells and touches and feelings and all of that. When I was in my 20s and 30s and even my 40s, I didn't think I'd make it to 50. I keep losing where it is.
I know.
And so when I turned 50, I celebrated for a whole week. We went to the spa and had a slumber party at the spa, which is one of my favorite places on earth. It's the Korean spa here in Tacoma, the Olympus. And so I made it at 50, and I thought, well, it's my time again. I'm just going to keep going. Tell me what to do. Is that better? Okay. Okay. So now I just turned 75. I've been on borrowed time for 25 years. So this was a big celebration year too. And now in retrospect, my life has been a patchwork quilt. It's had lots of blues and purples, but it's sprinkled with lots of yellows and bright reds and chartreuse and you name it. That's my patchwork quilt. And all of those experiences, all of those highs, all of those lows, all of those failures where I didn't think I did as good as I should have, and all those terrific successes are who I am today. And who I am today, I'm okay with. And I am also, this is going to sound really woo-woo, but then again, I sort of sound woo-woo anyway, is, every day from the moment we're born, death is not far away. We just, thank goodness, don't know how far away. But when we get older, we know that it's probably more inevitable than when you're 3. So am I okay with that? Yeah, I am okay. Because I love so hard. And I care so much. And I am so fortunate to have so many wonderful friends. My friend Susie, who lives in the Carolinas, we've been friends since middle school. That would be 10 years old. My friend Dorothy in Maple Valley, we've been friends for over 50 years. And I have many friends here in Tacoma that I've been friends with for 30 plus years. I am just the luckiest person on earth and have lived such a full and wonderful life. Will I have regret when I leave? Yeah, I will, but I'll know it's okay. I will have empathy and feelings for those I leave behind, and I hope I will have made a positive difference. But it's going to be okay. And oh, by the way, I'm not planning on going anywhere because I made my heaven here on earth, and I'm going to stick around. And I am going to be an angel mother to the people that I know and love and the ones I have yet to meet.
Do you feel complete?
I do.
I love you.
I do too. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your story and just where you are in your life and where you've come from. Because we've all been on a journey and nothing ever stays the same. We always think that I'm going to make this plan and I'm going to do this thing, and we end up doing things that may be different than what we expected, but we always end up where we need to be.
I want to say one more thing.
Go ahead.
It's Mother's Day, and I have a son, named Robbie, who I must say, he is challenging, just like I was, but he's also very loving, and I'm so glad he's my son. And I regret not one single day of us being together.
Oh,
Happy Mommy's Day to Robbie, too.
yes, yes. I want to thank you for sharing that story. And you are welcome. I'm going to invite Stephan to come back for another song, and then you're invited to stay here while we do meditation, and unless you would like to leave.
Do I put this up there?
You can if you'd like. Thank you.
Just hang on to it.
You can put it on.
I'm glad the rope broke, aren't you? Thank you for being here and sharing your lovely story. This is a song about a son in a prison and his mom, and how she felt about him. One day a mother went to a prison to see an erring but precious son. She told the warden how much she loved him. It did not matter what he had done. She did not bring to him a parole or pardon. She brought no silver, no pomp or style. It was a halo bright sent down from heaven's light, the sweetest gift, a mother's smile. It is a smile you can remember. She's gone to heaven from heartaches free. Those walls around you could never change her. You were her baby, and e'er will be. She did not bring to him a parole or pardon. She brought no silver, no pomp or style. It was a halo bright sent down from heaven's light, the sweetest gift, a mother's smile. She did not bring to him a parole or pardon. She brought no silver, no pomp or style. It was a halo bright sent down from heaven's light, the sweetest gift, a mother's smile. The sweetest gift, a mother's smile.
Thank you. What a wonderful song. Thank you so much. You know, as you spoke and told your story, you know, I'm always in the right space because I talked to Stephan texts me early in the week. So what is our topic? And I always give her this vagueness because I never know for sure what I'm going to talk about because Spirit doesn't talk to me until the last minute, of course. And but I know that Spirit talks to us at the same time as Spirit talks to you, because as I'm writing my part of the reading and choosing a reading for today, it is appropriate for what you talked about, and I didn't know anything about it. So there is a synchronicity that happens when we work together in spirit. And I think that's one of the wonderful things about unity that teaches us that if we're open to that synchronicity and we start connecting with other people, then we together become one unit, and that's unity. Yeah? Okay. There you go. Our reading for today is from Reverend Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith. Has anybody heard of Dr. Beckwith? Yeah. He is my favorite. Okay. And his reading for today And I thought it was really appropriate based on your story. I'm certain, as you already know, that changes is the only constant in life. In the world of phenomena, things are always changing. It's either stagnancy or it's evolution or unfoldment, and there's nothing that's standing still. Everything is energy, everything is always moving. It is interesting that individuals want to hold on to that which is known when the real good that we're seeking is always in the realm of the unknown. It's the next stage of our unfoldment. When we look at it from a spiritual point of view, the emergence of more good within us, the emergence of the activation of talents and gifts and resiliency and entrepreneurship and creativity, all of these qualities that are emerging from us when we engage it, it's called heaven. When we are stagnating and seeking to hold on to the known, that's called hell. When individuals are taught that change is going to happen, to be in the front of that change, to participate in that change through vision, through articulation of what life you want to experience, through articulation of how you want to serve and what qualities you want to share, you get on top of change. You're participating in your own change. I always counsel people that every month, every 6 months, every year, you want to look back and realize that you're not the same person that existed at the beginning of the year. If you are that stagnation, and that's hell. You don't want to just change for change's sake. Change must be evolutionary and must be on the dimension of unfoldment. You must become more of your essential self. When we're operating primarily from survival only, then we hold on. We don't want to change. We want to stay within the paradigm of which we are living. And when we begin to operate from, I want to grow, I want to magnify my gifts, I want to extend myself, the universe responds to that song and gives us new dance steps. The nature of our song then provides different music from the universe, different dance steps, and it's all about change. I don't want anyone to be the same person they were 6 months ago, or a year ago, or even 3 years ago. Change is a constant, so let's participate in it rather than fighting against it. That's Reverend Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith from the Agape Center in California. And our spiritual lesson for today is Matthew 19:14. But Jesus said, "Let the children alone, and do not hinder them for coming to me, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these." And isn't it interesting when we think like children, when we are open to that availability to that newness of that exciting new evolutionary thing, that novel idea, then things really start to happen? Isn't that the coolest thing? I think that's what Jesus meant when he talks about this. When you come to him as a child, then you will be able to hear and evolve and change and be the person that you want to be, because you're open, your heart is open, your mind is open, and you're available. So I'm really excited to be able to share that verse and the reading based on what you said, because I think it has a lot to do with change and acceptance and realizing that heaven and hell is not a place you go to. It's a place you create for yourself. So thank you for bringing that up. I'd like to go into meditation today, and we're going to do an interesting meditation. It is Denise loves a loving kindness meditation. So we're going to do a loving kindness meditation for all the mothering people in this world. And so if you want to, let's see, where are we with this? Do we have another song before we go into meditation? Yeah, let's do that, and then we'll go into meditation.
Holy Mother, Holy Mother, my heart longs to be free. Holy Mother, Holy Mother, your hand. Holy Mother, Holy Mother, let me feel all that I am. Holy Mother, Holy Mother, my heart longs to be free. Holy Mother, Holy Mother, let me feel all that I am. Let me feel all that I am. Dissolve thee into me.
Thank you. What a perfect song to go into this meditation. Take a breath and get settled into the chair that you're sitting on, feeling your feet supported by the earth, Mother Earth. Isn't it interesting how our lives are supported by mothers, not necessarily our birth mothers, but the mothers that are around us? The Earth Mother, the mother that is your friend, the mother that is your boss. It's interesting how people can mother you in areas that you didn't realize that you needed it. Today we're going to do a loving kindness meditation. This is going to allow us to open our minds, open our hearts, and open our spirits to people all over the world. And as Victoria was saying, that mothers come in all shapes and sizes. And mothers, male and female, are everywhere in this world. But I'd first like to start off with the caregiver, the mother, the supporter, the mentor that you are. You're going to send loving kindness to yourself. Whether you have children or pets or plants, you have friends, neighbors, family members, organizations that you work for, in some capacity, you're providing that loving support for someone who's in transition, somebody who's trying to move on to a different level, who may or may not be struggling, and you are there for them. So as you sit in this wonderful loving kindness, this light of love, say to yourself, may I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be safe, and may I live with ease. May I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be safe, and may I live with ease. Now bring your focus out into the world, bringing your awareness to the caregivers, the mothers, the mother figures, the men who have mothered you or have lived in a mothering role. Send your loving kindness to those individuals, whether they're here on this plane or the next. Bring them into your circle of awareness and send them loving kindness. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe. And may you live with ease. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe. And may you live with ease. I'd like you to expand further now, further along the generations. The generations before the mothers, the mothering that has happened, whether it be your grandmother or your auntie or some other individual in your life from the past that has mothered you. And for those people who have mothered those who have mothered you, your ancestors, your family, going way back, bring them into your circle of awareness, sending them light and love, saying to them, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be safe, and may you live with ease. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be safe, and may you live with ease. And now expanding even further out into the community, out to people who have influenced you that may not be part of your family, that may have been with you for a short period of time, but influenced you in a way that you felt supported and guided in this world, whether they be mentors, teachers, coaches, people that taught you lessons that you carry your entire life. Hold them in the light of love and send them loving kindness. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe. And may you live with ease. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe. And may you live with ease. And one more time we're going to expand, and this time we're going to include all the mothering in this world, whether that be the Great Mother, Mother Gaia, Mother Nature, or the womb of the universe. Bringing that all in, knowing that you are supported on all those ways, knowing that you are loved, guided, and supported as you move towards your greatest good, and that happens in that awareness. Shine your light on each and everything that does that for you in this world, and send loving kindness. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe. And may you live with ease. One more time, may you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe. And may you live with ease. Feeling that love and that support from all of the mothering around you, for whomever that came from, know that you are blessed, you are loved, and you have everything you need to move forward in the direction where you too can pass on that mothering light to other people. And as you bring yourself out of meditation, send love and light one more time. And then bring that energy back to your body, bringing your awareness back to your space with your body feeling supported by the chair you're sitting on, the floor supporting your feet, taking a deep breath, feeling you're fully present in this awareness in this moment. One more breath, and you can open your eyes and bring your awareness back to this space. Thank you, Stephan. That was great. I'm going to have Stephan come back for one more song before our love offering and announcements, and then we'll end with our peace song. Thank you.
Thank everybody here. Oh my gosh. I want to thank Denise. She's been so kind to me this morning. And let's just give Denise some love. She's a very patient and loving example. And I so appreciate you. Thank you. all ready to wade in the water this morning? Because we need it, right? It's going to get hot, people.
Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Who's that yonder dressed in blue? Wade in the water. It must be the children that are coming on through. God's gonna trouble the water. I said, wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. You don't believe I've been redeemed? Wade in the water. Just see the Holy Ghost looking for me. And God's gonna trouble the water. I said, wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. I said, God's gonna trouble the water. I know God's gonna trouble the water. I said, God's gonna trouble the water. Yeah, 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 yeah. Woo! Thank you, and I want to let everybody know that my CD just dropped.
Woohoo!
It's called Overcoming. It's about overcoming addictions, overcoming mental illness, all kinds of overcoming. Whatever you got to overcome, this is probably a song on there for you. So they're $20, and I have them here today. So if anybody like one, see me. And yeah, and we're overcoming together. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, I'm really interested. I want to hear that. She's been working on that for months and months and months. Years. But for the last couple of months, she's been posting on Facebook these little tidbits of this is coming out, this is coming out, this is coming out. Finally, it's here. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. So we've come to the part of our service where we open our hearts to give, and all donations that we receive here at Unity of Tacoma go to support the missions and ministries and the sandwich making that we do, and the wonderful musicians that we have each and every Sunday. And we're so grateful for everything that we receive here at Unity of Tacoma. And there are several ways you can give. You can go to our Facebook page and give there at facebook.com/Unity of Tacoma to give there. And I believe they'll allow you to do it via Facebook there. I mean, via PayPal there. You can go to our website at unityoftacoma.org/donate to give via PayPal directly through our website. You can donate using Zelle, using our telephone number 253-576-3225, or you can mail a check to Unity of Tacoma, P.O. Box 112289, Tacoma, Washington 98411. And as you prepare to give, I'd like you to hold your intention of prosperity that's flowing through you, and as you holding within your hand, and as Jesus said in Luke 6:38, give and you'll receive. You'll be given much, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. It will spill into your lap. The way you give to others is the way God will give back to you. And as you visualize holding that prosperous gift within your hands, please repeat after me. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am grateful for my blessings today, and I am grateful in every way. And so it is. Amen. May the blessings of your gifts bring so many blessings back to you. We're so grateful for each and every one of you here at Unity of Tacoma. Did you want to read the announcements? Sure. Okay. She is our designated announcement reader, but it's kind of awkward because, you know, she's not in a different microphone. So right here.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, of course, our outreach is going to be making lunches and sandwiches for the homeless the next time, it's always the first Saturday of the month at 11 a.m. So this next time will be on June 3rd. Remember that if you have donations of clothing, blankets, toiletries, whatever, bring them on that day when you come and help make sandwiches. We make at least 100 sack lunches, complete sack lunches, in about an hour. And the more hands, the more we can do. And so that's that. Also, next Sunday, join us at 10 o'clock for our service, where we'll be having a conversation, a sacred conversation, and our musical guest will be Dallas Talley and Linda Small. And then comes our big diaper drive we do every year. It goes from Mother's Day through Father's Day, and we take all sizes of diapers. And we've got our first...
We do, and I don't think I can lift it for people to see it, but maybe...
First case of diapers have been
There
donated.
we go.
And so that kicks us off.
That's a big case
So the
of diapers.
last day to drop off the baby items will be on Sunday, June 18th. And so we have some time. So these will go to unhoused families in transition and at Family Housing Network. And all your gifts will be greatly appreciated.
Thank you.
Is that it?
That's it.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Our benediction for today is another one from Michael Bernard Beckwith. And if you know me, I watch Michael Bernard Beckwith because not only is he inspiring, but he also teaches me a lot about doing this, being inspirational to other people and to being truly authentic. And it's not just about the show, what you get here at Unity of Tacoma. It's not just about the music. It's not just about the sound and the cameras and the lights and the backdrops and everything. It's about the people. It's about the people here. It's about the guests we have. It's about the musicians and what they bring and about you out there. And so when I watch him, I get inspiration on how to create a wonderful environment for people to come in and to be authentically you. And that's all we can ask for. And we love you right where you are. And our benediction for today, I believe that you're great. And there's something magnificent about you. Regardless of what has happened to you in your life, regardless of how young or how old you think you might be, the moment you begin to think properly, there's something that is within you. There's power within you that's greater than the world. It will begin to emerge. It will take over your life. It will feed you. It will clothe you. It will guide you, protect you, direct you, sustain your very existence, and if you let it. Now, that is what I know for sure. Reverend Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith. I want to thank everyone for coming and joining us this morning at Unity of Tacoma. I want to thank Victoria, my wonderful guest, the mother of Unity to me. No. Well, I had to get her to come somehow. And thank you for being here. And now Stephan is going to take us out with our peace song. Please stand if you can. And on the screen you should have the words, and sing along if you know them.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as our center. Family, all are we. Let us walk with each other, perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with
Thank you. Have a wonderful week. Happy Mother's Day.